You're Perp back with another video, and I just got done checking out the first episode of the second season of Cursed Films. The first season came out back in 2020, but I kind of missed that train. I just rewatched or just watched it for the first time all the way through a couple of days ago. Um Very interesting series, man. So pretty much to break it down to y'all that haven't checked out any of these series or this series yet, is there usually is like some conspiracies or some tragedies that go on behind the scenes or on set of these horror movies or different films. And I wanted to talk about this one in particular, and I'm glad that they started with The Wizard of Oz, because The Wizard of Oz has a lot of interesting things that went on with the production and just afterwards and during shooting and stuff. The main one that I known about was the whole Munchkin hanging himself in the background. I think that was the most popular one. You know, they even mentioned YouTube. So, social media has definitely amped a lot of this stuff up. And they always have people on that were a part of the production or a part of the team, and they always kind of ask you, like, is this film cursed or is it not? Is it just people just kind of making things up as they go along or just exaggerating stuff? And this was interesting, man. There's so much behind the scenes stuff that I did not know, and little details like the fact that the first person that was cast to be the Tin Man, he ended up getting poisoned because of the paint they were using on his skin, and just the whole process of that was crazy. Knowing that there wasn't really any huge safety precautions back then was pretty wild compared to now, even though we still get accidents. Alec Baldwin. But I think it's far few in between, in my opinion, nowadays compared to back then, where I'm really curious to see how many films back then had these types of issues, because when you go to see the movie, you're just in awe and just captivated from the very start. And I like how they kind of start that off with this documentary, where people were at when they first watched The Wizard of Oz, and they have this real eerie music playing in the background throughout the whole entire first episode, which was really cool. Like I said, a lot of the techniques they would have to use was really fucking dangerous. They were pouring they were using fake snow. It was some type of chemical that were just falling on people. It was just really weird. And the stuff with the wicked Witch of the West, I forget her, I'm drawing a blank on the actress's name, and all the stuff that she went through, and getting lit on fire during the shoot, it was crazy. It was literally some horror movie stuff. And even you got the Munchkins, and they had rumors going on about themselves, and just how that kind of I wouldn't say started, but kind of amplified that whole, some people had that hatred for little people and stuff. But you just gotta watch that, because they got into this other movie that it was kind of based off of that, called Under the Rainbow. I want to find that movie, because that's interesting to me that movie kind of exists. And it's interesting to see a director not know what he's doing is offensive, and looking back at it now and saying damn, this was kind of messed up. And I'm pretty sure a lot of directors kind of feel that way with certain movies, because movies have definitely changed as far as what's acceptable and what's not acceptable, what's quote unquote cancelable, or whatever. But it's just crazy, even with the whole Judy Garland situation, and just that took up the majority of the last bit of this, and how her daughter is just breaking down what they did to her, and how she was so young, and how she got addicted to pills and sleeping pills and stuff like that. It was really, really dark, and that's really sad that, you know, and granted, her daughter says like they didn't know at the time that you shouldn't have gave like a child like these types of pills. I think it was definitely super irresponsible, and just how poorly managed a lot of sets were. So that's why we get those accidents and we have those freak accidents happening. But this series is really dope. If you don't have Shudder, I would recommend you all subscribing to it. It's like $5, $6 a month, bro. You could watch as much horror stuff, and they got dope documentary series like Cursed Films. I'm looking forward to what comes next, if they're going to do like Rosemary's Baby. I don't know what the next episode is, but if you want to see more of these, let me know. Make sure you hit that like button, because that'll let me know y'all want to see more coverage on this season 2. I might even go back and give you my thoughts on season 1, because there's definitely some interesting things that I didn't know about with certain horror movies that I really enjoy. But until next time, I will see y'all in the next video. Peace.